Y'all ready?
Comedy.
Hey yo, it's the boy KeyEpic. Y'all are watching KeyEpic podcast. I'm here with some local legendary Toronto comedians. Everybody put on your headphones, work out, listen to this podcast, put it in your pocket on your long drive, long day at work. Let's have some fun. Starting off the podcast, what is your darkest joke you have ever heard?
One of the weirdest jokes where, you know, it's like there's that guy, Little Johnny, so he's like, he's at home and he goes into his, into the shower with his mom, and he sees his mom's boob. And he goes, "Mommy," he's like, "When am I going to get boobies?" And the mom goes, "Oh, Johnny, you're a boy, you're never going to get those." And he goes, Mommy, like, what's that? Like, "Oh, this is a vagina." It's like, "When am I going to get a vagina?" It's like, "Well, you're a little boy, you're never going to get those." Mm-hmm. Like, the mom gets out, then the dad comes in, and Johnny sees his dad's, you know, big penis. He's like, "Dad, like, when am I going to get that?" And Johnny's dad goes, "Well, as soon as your mother leaves for work." I remember hearing that years ago when I was maybe like 10, and it disturbed me to the point where like it fucked me so much. Where I remember waking up thinking about it, like, this joke's so fucked. Like,
you just wanted boobs. You're like, where am I?
Yeah, I gotta get that. But that was probably the darkest joke I've heard.
How about you? What's the darkest joke you
Darkest joke that I could think of? This is like a street joke, but I'm gonna fuck up the telling. But it's like a guy drives by and he sees this kid. And this kid's by a pond, right?
Sick.
Yeah, his kid's crying, okay? He's crying, and the guy gets out of the car. This guy gets out of the car, and he goes to the kid, and sees the kid's cradling his puppy. His puppy just drowned in the pond.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "What happened?" He's like, "Oh, my dog jumped in the water, and I tried to save him, and I couldn't. Now he drowned, he's dead." And the guy looks at the kid and goes, "This is just not your day," and unzips his pants. Oh man, that's a brutal one.
Yeah,
that's like that's like a street joke I could think of. That's like super.
It'd be funny if he made he brought the dog back to life, just to fuck it,
just fucking everything.
Fuck it to death
and then the joke goes on. He goes back to the kid's house, and you want like a sicko, you want a saga, you want a novel about this kid,
trilogy,
and the horrible assault this man is doing to his family.
See, I was saying this earlier, how like sometimes stuff that's so fucked up. Like really violent shit or really just fucked up shit like that. Like a kid getting fucked by a clown in the woods or something, right? Like, it's so horrible that I laugh at it, right? It's just, it's all you can really do. It's not like it's like, yeah, that scene is not necessarily funny in nature, but it's so fucked up that you go, okay, that's crazy.
Well, as you said, comedy is supposed to make you feel better. So I had a patient, at the barbershop.
A patient? We're just giving him a lobotomy?
Dr. Keys over here.
Let me just say,
his spades are surgical precision.
She had Parkinson's. Because she had Parkinson's, she said, "I want you to do a Parkinson's joke so I could feel better about myself and laugh."
That's really sweet, though.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think people want to be seen on stage. They want to hear stuff about their experience. So, yeah.
You just give her a bad haircut. She's like, "What the fuck?" You're like, "This is the Parkinson's joke." I pretended I
want
to
relate. Yeah, that's funny, dude.
So it gave me a new perspective. She said, "I only have 2 more years to live. I want to live it laughing."
Yeah.
So I want you to do a Parkinson's joke, she told me.
But then the tricky part is you got to make a joke where it's not just like, aren't Parkinson's people like fucked up or something? You know what I mean? Like you can't. The joke can't just be like.
I really think aren't Parkinson's.
You can't have a shaky Parkinson's joke.
No,
that's good.
You got. I think people with Parkinson's are pretty much like the real life versions of those wacky, wavy, inflatable arm tube guys. You know, like the car lots and shit.
they kind of collapse.
No, we could get rid of those inflatable things and give people with Parkinson's jobs at all those lots, right? When they can't fucking do
it's just a make-work program.
Yeah, it's a make-work program. We got to look at the positive. It's not just comedy. We're going to change the world for fun.
Fucking Michael J. Fox, is he got Parkinson's?
Yeah, he did.
He doesn't go down, dude.
I think he got that from time traveling.
From fucking his own mom.
Yeah. Just thinking about it.
Yeah. The fact that he made his mom wet immediately, that ruined it. Yeah.
God's like,
oh, yeah. That's crazy.
How do you guys think Key's Comedy Club impacts Toronto?
Oh, that's easy for me, dude. I think this is legit for me the best comedy club in Toronto. For one main reason, I don't feel when I come in here that I have to edit myself or hold myself back. You know, like I feel obviously you got to have taste and tact or whatever, but I feel the room here to fucking say what I want to say, and then if it doesn't work, then you just move on and you tweak it, whatever. Other places in Toronto, you try a joke and it's like. Especially in certain like open mic situations, like you'll see other comics who will be like, "Oh, that's an insult joke" or whatever. It's like, what are you talking about? Like I'm trying something, I'm trying to do something. I did this joke once at this other comedy club. It was an open mic, not even a show, just an open mic. about how I had a gay roommate. We would always go to gay bars.
Oh, I can't say that. That's rude.
No, yeah, I would go to gay bars.
Offensive. You shouldn't live with gay people. It's wrong.
What were you saying?
Only straight people with straight people, gay people, gay people. That's the only way.
Yeah, that's what God intended.
Yes, come on.
So yeah, I was making this joke about a legitimate experience where I would go to gay bars and the guys would grab my ass and fucking throw me around and shit. You know, it was a joke about that. And then afterwards, this person was like, they're non-binary. They were like, you can't say stuff like that. That's incel. It's like, what the fuck, incel? Are you supposed to believe victims? Like, I was victimized. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say here like, oh, it traumatized me.
Yeah,
that was you weren't a victim. That was you're getting payback. So for all
the guys' asses I've grabbed?
Yes. No, I mean, collectively as mankind, right?
Gotcha,
You're just a victim.
It's just silly. It's just like
ridiculous.
silly to have that perspective and to be like, don't like the joke is one thing, but to be like, oh, that's an insult
somebody
joke.
assaulted
Ridiculous.
you. You're trying to get rid of the emotions on stage.
Right. It didn't impact me that much, but it was enough that I was like, oh, that's pretty fucked up.
No, as a guy,
I'll stop doing this to women.
You go nice, like some guy, like hey, nice. If I want, I got it.
Yeah,
like, if I was a gay dude, I'd be okay.
I'm just. The thing is, it's just
Boost
crazy.
your confidence.
It's just crazy that was their perspective on it. Was like, you can't talk about that, even though like, if I was a woman talking about a man grabbing my ass, no one's gonna be like, shut up. They'd be like, no, go. You know, you tell your story. But
Let me tell you, times have changed just in general. I remember about 2007 or 8. I was at a bar in Muskoka, and one of the biggest moves you could do back in the day is that someone would just grab your ass. Right? A chick would walk by, bump and grab your ass or something. You go, that girl grabbed my ass. Yeah. You walk down, or some guys would grab girls' asses. Yeah, yeah. So I'm all hammered, and I see these two girls at this bar, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go grab this girl's ass. Oof. And I walk up, and I grab this chick's ass, and her friend's like, oh my god. She's like, that's so offensive. I'm like, what? She's like, I can't believe you came up here and grabbed my friend's ass and didn't grab mine. And I'm like, oh, so then I grabbed this chick's ass. And that was just 2007. That was 2007.
Yeah.
Where, like, that was just the standard, right? And at this, it was fucked. But
I think the standard should be don't grab anyone's ass unless they want you to. But it should be for everybody. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I was just playing the game.
Yeah,
I didn't want to be out there grabbing asses.
Yeah, you were forced to.
I didn't want it. It was a product of my environment.
This guy's like the Nazis. I was following orders.
I was following ass grabbing orders.
Following orders.
It's the times changed, right?
No,
I've been in a relationship for 9 years now. And my girlfriend grabbed her ass, and I was joking. I did.
Yeah, that's what you.
But it was actually a very specific bar too. Like this place was kind of like where you got brought to. It was like all the waitresses in cottage country and bartenders would come to this place, and they always had their ass grabbed by pervy
fucked up
people with. So they were just used to it. No, they would come and like it was kind of it was a
weird.
It was literally like 30 girls for one guy. So girls would like want you to like grope them pretty much. It was fucked up.
Jesus, yeah.
Jesus, I know, so horrible.
I'm too much of a pussy.
If I had a time machine,
Yes, yeah. Is there anything?
How do I? Oh yeah.
Is there anything somebody has ever told you can't do that joke?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me know what happened. The scenario that was Steve just said. Well, has there anything for you?
Oh yeah, I've had some people say. Not you. Okay, so there was a joke I used to do where I said, I just talk about how my mind plays tricks on me, and how like once I thought I was getting attacked by a raven, and then I jump down to the ground and I don't get attacked, and I look back and it's just a black garbage bag floating in the wind, right? At the end of my set, I call it back. I go, I'm at a playground, and I see this kind of overweight, fat black girl playing on a swing, and I go, oh my god! I'm like, isn't that precious? And I go, oh wait! I'm like, no, it was just a black garbage bag floating in the wind. Right, and I used to be my closer for two years. And it got heavy hits. Yeah, closed out big shows. Theaters of people fucking literally laughing at the show. 300 people laughing at the joke. And then 2015, roughly, I did the joke, and someone afterwards was like, it didn't hit as hard. And I should probably let it pass anyway. I didn't have any process of like getting rid of it, and I wasn't putting out albums, wasn't putting out shit. So it was like I was still doing it.
If it works, use it. Yeah,
exactly. That was my mentality at the time. And someone came to me after the show, another comedian, like, yeah, that joke isn't aging too well right now, eh? And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, it's not hitting too well. Then I tried it again in the same approach. So it's like no one directly said, hey, you can't do that, but people were like, oh yeah, like, okay. And so now all of a sudden you go from being a comedian who's killing it with that joke to being like, oh, you're edgy now. Where you're like, you're one of those. You're like, I'm not edgy. I just make jokes about whatever I find fucking fun. And the joke is about mistaking identity. It's about me being an idiot, and seeing something and thinking it's something else.
Yeah.
But people want to go, no, you're making fun of.
Right.
Well, the joke is funny. The joke is funny, and some people say that Eddie Murphy's special can't be played in today's era. What are your thoughts about that?
Oh yeah, he like if some people from today. I mean, here's the thing too. We got reality, and then we have online world.
Yeah.
All right. So the online world is like 3% of the world. Very small percentage, I'd say. You know, and then there's reality. Like on the online world, everything you can't say nothing. Mm-hmm. In reality, like I'd say like when you go 40 minutes outside of Toronto or Vancouver, or Montreal, the audiences loosen up a lot. They're more so in reality as opposed to like living that online life where they're so because they're like I work 40 hours a week at a job where no one gives a fuck about social media. I'm at a factory, right? I'm not sitting here like, look at me fucking welding away, awesome, right? Like, they don't give two shits about that stuff, right? But if you're doing a job where you're online, computerized job, you're behind a computer all day, that shit matters to you more, right? So in our society, in Toronto, very much so, it's like there's, you know, like...
I think Eddie Murphy just did these jokes about gays, this and that, and everybody's... You know, he talked about a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, the gay stuff especially didn't age well, right?
But it's like Patrice O'Neal. If you ever watch him, all he talks is like how crazy women are, but like it's still fucking funny.
Because women are still crazy.
Yeah.
That doesn't change.
You don't have to agree with the fucking point of view to find it funny.
They just turned men into women. Men have been feminized, so now guys are like, well, you shouldn't make fun of women because I want to have sex with women.
I agree with that. Honestly,
Everybody says Patrice O'Neal would kill it if he was in the red pill world online on YouTube right now.
He pretty much is, dude. You know how many fucking videos have like of just Patrice O'Neal and Opie and Anthony?
Yeah.
There's like millions of people who just watch those clips. And like, listen, a lot of his shit is outdated or I don't even agree with, but if you see the guy on stage, he's like unparalleled in talent. Like, it doesn't matter what he's talking about. He has a way to make it so fucking funny. And so, I mean, yeah, for me, that's like a guy who's like, I don't give a shit if people be like, oh, that's not right, that's not fair. It's like, who cares? He's doing comedy. It's fucking funny.
Well, he loved the awkwardness, too. Like, he loved to see the audience members say something, be like, oh, you're with a white girl. Oh, you're with a white guy with a black. And then he would, like, go into it and, like, really just pick. There's one comedian I love to watch who fucking does that. I don't know if he's out anymore, but his name is Jake Leland. He's a buddy. I don't know if he's out much, but he had a similar approach. He had funny jokes, but when he would pick on an audience member, it was the most awkward thing to watch because it was you felt like bad for the audience, but it's so funny to watch, right? So when you become a master of that kind of awkwardness control, like Patrice is the king of it, right? He can just fucking and then he goes into a fucking full like 2-3 minute bit from after talking to the person. So it's like that whole like air of spontaneity, right? Like is he making it up on the spot? It seems like it could be just freestyle, the whole thing, right? He's just like improvising.
But then, like on the other side of that is you have comics going up who aren't doing jokes. We're just talking about people like that, and they'll say like retard or something like that just to get a reaction. You know what I mean? Like it's not part of the joke. They're not trying to be. It's just they're literally trying to be edgy, which is what children do. So it's like there's two sides of it for me. It's like people who go out there and be like,
"Poopy face dickhole."
Yeah, they're worse, dude. But they'll do that, but it's all slurs. You know what I mean? And it's like that to me is also not interesting. Like, say what you want, have a reason to say it, and then it doesn't matter. But if you're going out with like an agenda to like piss people off or to make people happy, like politically or whatever, I think both of those are like the wrong approach for me at least.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Like being too fucking on the woke end of the spectrum, and then being too like, I'm gonna say something to piss people off.
Yeah,
sometimes, it's just what happens with like left leaning versus right leaning. Like most people I know my whole life have been more like I've had like a left leaning circle, and then the last 10 years, the left got so fucking crazy, so PC. That everyone got pretty much pushed to either to the right. So the right's like, yeah, come on over, let's go hunting, right? You know,
That's where I came up with that bread joke. I was trying to figure out the stupidest thing people will get pissed at.
And the bread joke's a killer, dude. Well, I mean, it's funny thing because like,
you and Render, I remember that when that joke came out.
The bread joke was created with me and Render.
That was
Render added that tag.
Render's a good dude.
Render added that tag about the toast.
Oh
shit, that was a killer punch.
I went up after him and I said, I biked here with money in my sock. You could say it's a little bit of sourdough. I kept the shitty bread jokes.
The bread jokes are fun, dude.
Yeah.
Nah, man, but it's like...
That's a bread joke competition.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Go. You're like, I'm out.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, but I was going to say, like... I'm pretty left, and there's jokes that if I say them, like politically we all agree on the same thing, but I'll make a joke and be like, oh, then you're out. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, I'll say Donald Trump is the funniest man of all time, which I think is fair. I don't think that's, like, controversial to say that he's the funniest person who ever existed. And then, like, they'll go crazy, dude. Like, they'll go, like, you can't say anything good about him. I'm like, I'm not saying anything good about him. Well, I'm saying he's funny, which is objectively true.
We lived in a polarizing world because, like, say, for instance, someone goes, what do you think about, like abortion? And you go, you're either for or against it. And then based on that one thing, someone will be like, okay, now I know who you are as a person in every other aspect.
I'm
of your
not
life.
And then they're like, I'm not gonna laugh throughout the
exactly.
show now.
Yeah, because I know that you're whatever. And the thing is, like, it's like people aren't able to think independently. You have to either be part of that hive mind, and it's like you're either the hive mind left, where and the right's the same way too. When they go everything, like everything's socialism. Anytime there's any program where it's like, oh, we're gonna help people, it's like, oh, that's socialism. It's the end of the world.
I love the thing
crazy
you
on both
do.
sides of the world.
I love the thing you do when people don't laugh. You're like, oh, what? I just said I think Asians got big dicks, and you're not laughing. What you think
you
they're
turn them
small?
on their heads. Yeah.
Is that why you're not laughing? You think they're
that's
small?
funny, that's funny.
You
Yeah,
do this thing like that to them, and then it gets them.
Or I'll be
back
like,
on your side.
everyone. I'll be like, oh yeah, someone was killed by like Jeffrey Dahmer, and no one will laugh. Be like, oh, I know everyone in here knew someone who was murdered by Jeffrey Dahmer. Kind of just like you play the okay, I didn't want to offend everyone.
Yeah.
I love when you do that. You get them back on your side, right?
Man, being still, I feel like it's crazy too. There's not a lot of room for like as comedians, we take ourselves seriously. We want to be funny. We want to do good for the audience. We want to make them laugh, right? So being silly, that flight of fancy, that silliness that can come about when you're just thinking of funny shit or shooting the shit with your boys, it's like that you almost miss that a little bit in stand-up, because you go, okay, I gotta take this funny nugget and then turn it into.
It's way easier to be funny, at least for me, like to be funny with just friends than just on stage. Because the stage is like, it's
friends. I have no
organic.
friends. Comedy destroyed all my
I mean,
relationships.
that's 80% of comics, dude. Yeah.
I live in a tent on a beach, south of Tobago.
Isn't that true now?
No, I'm actually in a tent.
Oh, okay, not a 10. Not a 10.
Yeah, I got 3 months.
We got 3 months and you're in the tent.
Yeah.
In order to do comedy, you have to get the crowd on your side. In order to do public presentation in general, you have to fucking be likable. Anything y'all do to charm the crowd?
Oh, dude, I'll tell you. I agree with that. I'm a big fan. I usually like to make sure the first joke I do is a good one. So I know, okay, first joke, I'm going to get some laughs. So then they know they're in safe hands. So even if the next 2 or 3 don't land, they're like, oh, that's fucking, those are, at least they know that I'm possible to make them laugh. But one of my favorite comedians, Don Pereira, this guy's fucking hilarious. He used to do this thing where he would go on stage and just make the audience hate him. So he got whatever the word was, if you couldn't say, if it was trans or something, he'd be like, what up, you transers, I'm like, oh, down with the trans. And he would say anything to get the audience against him, and then he would work his way back into the good books to getting standing ovations. And talking with him once, he was saying how like he's his funniest naturally when he thinks people don't like him.
Oh wow!
Because he used to be, he'd go to a group of guys think they wouldn't like him, and he would learn how to get everyone to like him. So he literally just takes that same approach, or he did same approach to some of the venues I saw him in a couple times, and it was so fucking funny to see someone go and just get people booing him, literally like hating him, and then at the end of it, they're like. You go, how do these people go from hating to loving you? Because I'm always pretty tepid. Like I'll go up there, I'll get big laughs, but I'm not leaving too many people like angry or pissed off. But it's almost sometimes when you leave a comedy show, you're like, who do I remember most from that comedy show? That guy who kind of made me laugh, or the person who fucking pissed me off. You're like that one who pissed me off, and then it's like it's just I don't know.
That's how he gets memorable.
Yeah.
But
yeah, doing it funny, making sure like they know the audience knows they're in good hands. So doing something off the bat.
That's the cool part of stand-up, right? Is like you can start off a bit, and all my favorite bits are like this. You can start off a bit where the premise of the joke makes everyone hate you, but by the end of the joke, they're on your side and they agree with you. Like Bill Burr has the bit about never right to hit a woman, and like
King of that.
Louis C.K. has the slavery bit. Like there's so many good bits out there, told throughout time. And so you start off with a premise that's so crazy, and everyone's like, "Whoa, they can't say that," and then by the end of it, they're fucking howling with laughter. And that's like a cool thing that like comedy is exceptional at that other art mediums can't really do. Not that I even fucking art or whatever.
It's so funny. I'd say how these days, I don't know, but the last 3 years at least, since COVID, I guess, like a lot of times you just start saying a joke. You could say something like, I have a gay roommate, or whatever it may be. The second someone hears the word gay or roommate, whatever, maybe they're triggered by roommates. Like, I had a bad roommate once, I don't like roommate jokes. The second they hear that, it's instantly like it's like the attention spans are so quick to make up their minds that they don't even leave room to have you let them get back in your good books.
Why is it you guys think that people are so to get offended at a gay joke and they won't like come out of the closet and let us do these jokes?
I think you're 100% right. There's a lot, like for instance, a lot of dudes I know from like the Caribbean, right? I know some Caribbean dudes in their 40s to like 60s who just like being gay is not a possibility for them. They could not be gay. Even like white dudes from Canada from like the 90s, right? Like there's a certain group. It's like no matter what, like they could be gay in their heart of hearts.
Why
but
is it
they're
you
not
guys
going to let
think
themselves be that?
Why is it you guys think they're closeting us?
What do you mean us?
They're not letting us do these jokes.
Yeah, when I came out to my parents as a comedian, they were more disappointed than if I was gay.
There's a comic who does that joke, actually.
Yeah.
A gay
Oh,
comic.
so-
Yeah, it's a gay comic who does that.
Right off, but who does that?
I want to say it's Joe Arsenal, but I don't think it's him. But it's somebody else. But anyways.
Oh, well,
There-
Simpsons did it.
I just literally
Why
chose
is
a
it
gay
that-
guy.
Brother, why is it that gay people are being so anal about these jokes?
It's not. It's white women.
It
Gay
is white
dudes.
women.
Like, honestly, I used to do shows in this vapor lounge, and it's all the audience too. There's there's stuck up gay dudes and non stuck up gay dudes, right? Like,
Of course.
I did the show of Vapor Lounge in the Village, 2000, maybe 12, 13, 14, 15, and like the audience was the best there, man. It was mostly 90, probably 80% gay people. And they were just fucking. They would like. You could talk about gay shit. I did like 20 minutes during Pride Week, all on gay stuff. And they were fucking loving it. I did that same kind of set 2 years later in Vancouver. Did not go over very well. You know what I mean? Like it's time and place. It's funny. But people getting offended on other people's behalf is fucking ridiculous. That's the biggest issue with.
But that's white women love that because they feel left out. Because I don't know.
And you know why we let them get away with it? It's because they're the fucking hottest in yoga pants, right? Like
White women.
guys are just like, oh, I guess we'll let them fucking be woke and force us all to be fucking.
Oh, black girls are
offended.
hot.
Oh, black girls are hot too.
They wear good yoga pants. No, I'm just saying it's like they're alone. Nobody likes white women. No, everyone dislikes white women.
Everyone wants to have sex with them though.
No, but everyone dislikes them as people. Just generally, they are the most maligned group. And so they have to stick up for everybody else so they think they're on the right side.
My mom's
The
pretty
people
nice.
who get offended the
There's some good ones, but
There's some good ones.
It's weird. The people who get offended the most are usually women.
I wouldn't even say white women, dude. Like I'll do
just
a
women in
show.
general.
I'll do no. See, I'll do a show that's it's like
offended the
a
most.
brown show or an Asian show, and it's mainly. It was happened last night. When I see like cute 25-year-old white girls, I'm like, they're not gonna like me because they don't want to hear what I have to say.
That too on stage.
Yeah, because they're not going to want to hear what I have to say about my bullshit about the Jews in the tunnels or whatever. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear that. They want to hear dating's hard, which is why I do my dating material for them.
Yeah,
and it's
like,
I don't love my dating material, but I have it there because I'm like, okay, these women will if they don't at least they'll like it, and if they don't at least like it, they won't hate it. Whereas if I do some shit about like getting fucked by a strap-on, I don't know if they're gonna like that. If I do something about Jews and tunnels, I don't know if they're gonna like that. Whereas other audiences, I'm like, no, I can fuck around. These people are here to see comedy. They're here to have a good time.
You got a black guy here, black jokes. You got an
Exactly.
Asian guy here.
For some reason, I don't know, the urban audience, as I guess it gets called. I love black shows.
You just say black audience, yeah.
They fucking like just on the most part, like they'll boo you off stage if they don't like you, but like if they like you, they're gonna laugh and they're not gonna hold back. They don't give a fuck who's beside them. I remember doing a show once during Caravana. This guy was putting a show on in Woodbridge for like it was a Caravana show, and like he sold 50 tickets, and there was banners throughout the whole place. They had food, like they're expensive tickets too. And we get there, and I guess everyone who bought tickets did it out of goodwill and just decided to say like, "Fuck the event, we're going to the real Caravana downtown." And there was one dude there, and we're all like, "Should we do the show?" And the guy who's running it's like, "Yeah, he paid $50. We're gonna do the show." Went up. And this guy laughed. Honestly, it was one of the best I ever killed. He laughed every single joke, just howling. And I was like, for every comedian too. Like we're like, we should have done a special, like the one audience special, one audience.
That's sick, dude. I mean, yeah.
You know what's funny? I just noticed I'm wearing the same clothes from every podcast. The fucking audience might think I'm filming this all in the same day.
Dude, you're like the Simpsons. You have the same shirt.
The rumors around Keys, dude, are crazy. People think you live here. People think you do your fades here, that you run your fucking haircutting business. Like, when you talk to people about Keys, it's like, yeah, dude, you're a legend in the Toronto community.
That's not true. I don't live here.
I know you don't live here. You don't do cut hair here either.
The audience shows up, like the lights get dim. When they come out, they all have haircuts. They're like, what the fuck?
Guys with fades. I just give them a $30 Heineken.
Let me trim you up, bro. Heine.
Imagine if I lived here, there'd be fucking fans outside. There'd be fucking no, there'd be people who hated the show.
Yeah.
Come in here aggressively.
That's true. They kill you.
No,
There'd be a big Armenian poster on the wall.
Yeah. Where's the Armenian flag? We ripped this down. It's a huge flag.
I would never be able.
Death to Turkey. It says in Armenian writing.
You know
How do you feel about the Turks?
Huh?
The Turks.
Yeah, what do you-
Turks?
Yeah.
I fucking love them, man.
Oh, for real? You're forgiving them.
We have a lot in common.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, Armenians Turks, yeah, they have some. That's all politics.
It's like 100 years ago,
Never let politics get in between the biggest race that there is, which is the human race.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Look at this.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No,
John
100%,
Lennon
dude.
Jr. over here.
Don't mention John Lennon. That's how Lewis did that N-word joke last night.
And so when politics gets in the way, the people above us are happy because
100%.
they're suppressing us, they're controlling us. They want us to be angry. They don't want us to be in positive vibes.
Yeah.
They want us to be distracted so that way they can run off with all the money.
And you're like, but on
that.
that note, you're like, fuck the Turks.
I love the Turks. They're subhuman.
Aside from all that, like,
Yeah, I was talking about humans. Turks don't apply.
Should
Yeah,
be treated equally, except
That's so
robots
funny.
and Turks.
that's funny, dude.
Joker.
Yeah.
You're funny. But yeah, man.
You know what? They make Turkish delight. That fucking disgusting.
I need Turkey for my hair, dude. I just shaved my head today for the first time in a while. I need to go to Turkey, dude. I'm done with this.
And then when you go bowling, you get 3 strikes in a row. Turkey.
Gobble gobble. That's
Yeah,
true. That's true.
yeah.
Gobble gobble. You know what? This fun thing about Turkey. You know what they call popcorn in Turkey?
What?
Or is this Iran? It's either Turkey or Iran. But they call popcorn.
One of those places.
One of those two
Right.
places. What are their neighbors? They call them elephant farts, like in their language.
No way.
Yeah, isn't that cute?
That's great.
I don't even understand where that comes from.
It sounds like a dirty sex move.
Elephant farts?
Yeah, with like a hook.
I think everything sounds
How
like
much
that.
for the
Yeah.
elephant?
Yeah.
What is it? The
The
elephant.
speeding ticket sounds like a dirty sex move, you know? Like, you can make anything.
Yeah, anything. Gets
I think 2 words sounds like a dirty sex move.
The lemonade
Podcast boys.
Give me the lemonade podcast.
There you go, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Who are you guys? I'll tell y'all this. I did a survey online. I found out what generally the public thinks are the funniest comedians of all time.
Okay.
This was the census.
Wait, let me guess before you say. Can I guess?
Okay, go. What top 10 or top 5? That generally
What
the
do you
public
remember?
say. I'm not saying your opinion who's the best. I'm saying what generally.
I know, but I
public
want to guess before you say it. See
say.
how many I get right.
Go.
I'm gonna say-
And do you want to guess in the order that they?
No, I'm just going to throw them out there. Top 10. All right, so probably you got Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, Louis C.K., George Carlin, Chris
Dave
Rock.
Chappelle wasn't on there.
He
but-
wasn't on there.
No.
Okay, Chris
What
Rock,
was the second one you said?
Bill Burr,
Bill Burr wasn't on there.
Louis
either.
C.K.
Louis C.K. was kind of on there.
Kind of on
Is it
there.
going to be like Kevin Hart and shit? Those people?
okay.
I'll
give me a
tell you
second.
a bit.
George Carlin.
George Carlin was on there.
He's got to be
Richard
on
Pryor?
there.
Richard Pryor's was number
Yeah,
1 on there.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy was
Honorable mention.
kind of on there, yeah.
Okay,
Kind of.
Bill Cosby. Dude,
He is
Cosby
funny, dude.
has to be there.
He is
He wasn't
funny.
on-
They can't take
I'll tell y'all what
Give me those.
generally.
Give me the 10.
This is generally the consensus of the
Seinfeld.
public. This is generally the consensus of the public
James Hammond.
of who is the funniest.
yeah.
Let me
It's
just
all
say
keys. It's keys.
Dylon. Spit hot fire.
Alright, this is generally the consensus of the public of who's the funniest comedian for them. First came Richard Pryor. Second came Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch Hedberg.
Solid.
Third came George Carlin.
Yeah.
Fourth came Bill Hicks.
Bill Hicks.
Okay.
Yeah. Bill Hicks. That makes you think. Not funny, but
Yeah,
makes
he's
you
not
think.
funny.
George Carlin isn't funny, but makes
Bill
you
No,
think.
Carlin's funny.
George Carlin
He's not
has
funny,
the-
but makes you
No,
think.
he is
No, he
funny.
is
He's
funny.
hilarious.
He has some humor, but makes you think.
He-
He's got like
His was
12. He's
split.
got so many different albums. He had his first ones were more like punchy. He'd take a topic and make jokes about the topic. Then he got more political,
He
which
did
I thought
both.
was funny too.
I think I agree. Like some of his shit is just like him being rhetorical.
don't ever
and
say
talking.
George Carlin's not funny.
Yeah, yeah.
I will fucking
No.
I just lose my
He's funny, but it's
No,
like
he
yeah.
makes you think, but yeah, he has
Bill
punchlines
Hicks
in there.
isn't funny. Bill Hicks, in my opinion, he's just like, man, fuck you if you do marketing, which is like, I agree,
He's
100%.
got funny jokes, but he's not. He's
he's
not.
all right.
I like Bill Hicks. I think he's super influential, and I think
Yeah,
what he did was
100%.
funny. But I wouldn't put him in the same. He's like Biggie Smalls, right? People say Biggie Smalls the best rapper alive. He had 2 albums, right? So if he kept on living and did that, yeah,
Even
he'd probably
Mitch
be the
Hedberg,
best.
I
But you
wouldn't put in
can't.
top 10.
You-
Mitch
I
Hedberg's
wouldn't put
hilarious.
Mitch Hedberg in top
Mitch
10.
Hedberg
Hilarious,
and
but-
Richard Pryor were being mentioned the most.
I think
Pryor
Mitch Hedberg
belongs on there,
Mitch
but-
Hedberg, by the new generation, you could probably quote the most jokes from him.
No,
He's got
he
so
is
many
a
quotes.
comedic genius, 100%. But he, like you said, he was only like 30-something when he died. He hadn't had time to release a lot of albums. He doesn't have like a big body of work. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, one of the things that makes Michael Jordan the greatest is that he won 6 championships. You know what I mean? It's like...
And he didn't have AIDS.
Yeah, sure.
Magic Johnson did that.
yeah, we hate Magic Johnson for that. How dare he betray us? But no, it's like
Yeah, then he kicked it.
it's your body of work. It's not just being great for 3 or 4 years. It's being great for 10, 20.
I think where Mitch Hedberg takes
true.
like a medal in people's hearts is where he says these quick zingers.
Yeah.
And then people are, oh, that was funny. And then
100%.
it keeps memory in their mind. Whereas you say, tell me a fucking joke about this and this. They can't say word by word like they can.
Yeah, Louis to me is funnier than Hedberg, but I can't quote
Louis C.K. is way better than Hedberg, Chappelle, Cat Williams, Bill Burr, fucking Patrice. Like, Hedberg had, like, 2-3 fucking specials, right? Like, not, like, two...
It's hard to say. For me, I'm not trying to say funny or not funnier. I just think, like, in terms of, like, as a best comic of all time, I wouldn't put him on there just because he doesn't have enough audio.
I'm not saying I'm putting him on there, but I'm saying
I'm going out on a limb.
Consensus.
I'm saying Charlie Chaplin.
You
know?
I listen, this is not my opinion. This is general consensus.
But you're right, I think. I think he's right in that, like, the reason people like Hedberg, I mean, maybe now, is because you can fucking clip him, quote him, and throw him out there. I can quote like 10 Mitch Hedberg jokes.
Yeah,
I can quote 2 Louis C.K. jokes. I love Louis C.K. way more than Hedberg. But
you couldn't spout off a Louis C.K. bit because it's so well thought out.
There's elements
there's
to
elements
it. Yeah.
where Mitch Hedberg is like set a punch.
Yeah, I was in bed last night with my girlfriend. I was telling her Mitch Hedberg jokes. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, you ever heard Mitch Hedberg? I was like, no. I was like, well, then you're gonna love these bits that I came up with.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? Like, you can just do that.
Doesn't exist.
You
can put a filter on your computer. Like, cancel out any Mitch Hedberg related.
The thing is,
videos.
like, yeah, exactly. You could never know.
So then
I came up with the rice is 1,000 joke.
See, it's so memorable his joke. So that's probably how he gets passed around, and then people think, oh, this guy's the funniest.
And he is hilarious.
I think one of my favorite joke tellers. I think you can't forget Ricky Gervais, Jimmy Carr, the English guys, Anthony Jeselnik too. He's so fun. Like he does 45 minutes or an hour, and it's all set up punch.
What are your guys' all-time favorite then, besides the general consensus of the public?
All-time favorite comedian.
I can answer. Like for me right now, it changes every. Like it's probably gonna be like when I'm dead, Louis C.K. But like Joe List is fucking hilarious. Maria Bamford is funny. She does her own shit. She does her weird, wacky shit, which is hilarious. Those are probably my top 3: Maria Bamford, Louis C.K., and Joe List. Shea Gillis is up there. He's great.
Maria Bamford was kind of being mentioned on there, which I was like, this is weird.
You gotta see her, dude. She's funny. No, she's not for everybody. Don't get me wrong. She's weird.
Yeah.
But that's what I think that that's why I like her, because she's so different than other comics I like. Because as much as I love Bill Burr and Louis C.K., it's like they're kind of doing the same thing in a different way, but they're doing the same thing. Whereas Maria Bamford is like doing wacky, weird voices and thing. It's like it's cool to see someone do something different shit.
There's an audience for everyone. So if people
100%.
like her, they like her, and so. It's just my flavor, right?
I like Doug Stanhope.
Oh, he's great, yeah.
Doug Stanhope's one of my favorites.
He has my most respect out of any comic.
Yeah, because he just did it all on his own, kind of.
And he doesn't like... I heard him on an interview once where it's like... You know, he gets... Because he has a lot of buddies, like Louis C.K. and Bill Burr, and they're like, yeah, come tour with me, do theaters or whatever. He's like, I don't want to do theaters. I want to do clubs of people who know my comedy and like it. I'm not trying to do comedy for your audience. I'm trying to do comedy for my audience. I'm like, that's
everybody has...
sick.
Every one of the comedians has
really
an audience and
degenerated.
flavor,
Yeah.
so you can't. If you don't like someone, that's okay.
Yeah.
They have an audience,
And he's got dark jokes, right? So he doesn't want to go up there and do a joke about suicide or his mom dying or whatever, or pedophilia.
Yeah.
And then people be like, ooh, he just wants to go out like, I'm going to do my comedy, and they're going to like it.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, yeah, I mean, I'd rather do that than be fucking Kevin Hart or whatever, you know?
Kevin Hart wasn't mentioned on there at all.
Which, I mean, good. He's fine, but...
Dave Chappelle,
that
surprisingly, wasn't mentioned at all. Like maybe 1 or 2 times.
No, well,
but
the
not as
article
much
was
as the
probably written
general.
by a trans person.
Hot take, honestly? I think Chappelle's overrated. Hot take.
I think he might be. Oh, it's just like the movie The Hangover, right? Like that was one of the funniest movies. I saw the previews for it like 30 times before I saw it. So when I watched it, I'm like, it's not that great.
Yeah.
So it's like if someone's like, everyone's like, he's the best, he's the best, he's the best, he's the best. When you see the special, it's like
But
oh yeah, by the way,
Chappelle is fucking like you can't like he's definitely I think on the Mount Rushmore. If I was gonna go 4,
let's see what
I'd go
you're.
Carlin, Louis C.K., Bill Burr, and fuck, it's like Chappelle or Rock. It's hard to tell.
I put Rock over Chappelle in a heartbeat. For me, Chappelle, he did a really good special when he was younger.
Chappelle or
and
Rock.
he does all these specials now where it's like 20 minutes or like him talking about trans issues and shit. It's like, I don't care. Forget about being pro or anti-trans. They're not funny. And it's like, this is a comedy show. It's like Nanette, that thing with Hannah Gadsby. I'm not against that special. It's whatever. That's what they wanted to do, or she wanted to do. But it's not full comedy.
Yeah,
She
he
goes
did
30 minutes.
that George Floyd one, which I thought was great. The whole fucking what was it?
Was the 8 minutes?
By the way,
but it was like also
it's not
more
comedy.
Like,
yeah,
he's doing like it's not just fucking jokes, right? He's
it's
preaching.
barely
He's
jokes.
awesome,
Exactly.
right?
By the way,
talking.
the general consensus I made was on Reddit. This was their opinion in the stand-up comedy group.
Oh, Reddits are fucked though, dude.
Yeah, but they're the most honest people you can
That's
come
true.
across.
That's true, dude. Reddit is the most fun place to fuck around, dude. Like they have the craziest Reddit threads, like small dick problems and shit like that, dude. That is amazing. You go on that shit, dude. You feel good for who you are.
Never had to check that one out, boy.
Dude, yeah, right, James. But dude, you got he's divorced, ladies. He's free. He's single. Yeah, he's single. Come to his tent at Woodbine, dude. Yeah,
it's a Tobago.
Yeah, sorry. But no, it's so funny because it's like on one part of it, it's like it's wonderful these people found a community to like fucking hang out with or whatever. Yeah. The other part is it's hilarious to make fun of them. You know, it's hilarious to go on there, just laugh at these people like utter fucking dread, dude.
I do believe Reddit's one of the most honest people. There was like 1,000 comments, so it was like a good amount of people.
AI.
Yeah.
Always think that? You ever think that?
If it's AI?
It could just maybe not Reddit, but like all these posts and shit where it's like I made a post the other day on my Facebook like, yeah, I'm looking for an animator because I'm writing a kid's book and I want to get someone to animate it. And I had like 30 fucking people on my I had a lot of likes and shit from people who were interested, but like so many spots, like we like just things that popped up, like accounts that were like, do you need 2D animation done? I got you covered. And you're like, yeah, of course I never get anything done. I just end up masturbating. Right? Yeah,
you're too busy coming to write your child's book. That's so funny, dude.
Anytime I see a side boob, I'm just like, oh, sorry, I can't fucking finish writing this.
It's an 18-page pop-up book, and it's like, I can't do it. I'm too busy jerking off.
A picture of my dick. It's a really erotic version of Paw Patrol.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be sick. But all the dogs, or the penises of the dogs, 4-legged dicks.
Just dildos.
Yeah, just giant tits.
Dildo Patrol, Dildo Patrol, be there wrong.
I'm into
it. That's awesome, brother. What, James, you're one of the funniest person I've ever met. Just genuinely.
Oh, thanks, man.
You create these jokes back to back.
I appreciate that.
How do you come up with it? How do you write? It's just like you're pulling them from the ether, right?
Yeah. Generally, like it's been my writing has been slacking these days. I've been fucking busy with that other shit. But when I'm in my process, when I'm in the zone, I like you wake up.
Get in the zone.
Yeah, I would just do free writing for a bit, write about anything, write a song, do some rap, and then like as I'm writing other shit, I start thinking of stuff.
What puts you in the zone?
Sometimes you never know. You just wake up and you're in it. Whatever the mood of the day, it's hard to fucking tell, right? But just the practice of writing is good because then you're writing, and then as you're writing something, you don't really care about what you're writing. Then you'll start thinking of shit you do care about, and then you'll be like, all right, fuck with this. I want to write this, and so that's one way I do it. So free writing, and then just like seeing the fucked up shit in life. Alright, the rest of it we do in sign language.
Alright, let's end the show because we gotta wrap up.
Yeah.
Love and blessings.
We're just filming a podcast. You guys have thanks for coming on time early. Would you like you have tickets?
Yep.
Alright, we're done. We're still recording.
Let's wrap up the podcast.
Okay.
Alright, that's it, folks.
Right.
Peace, comedy.
That's funny.
No, you